So Chelsea have sacked another manager. I mean, it's crazy, but it's Chelsea. So what can you expect? This was a club world champion manager. And Liam Rosenior has replaced Maresca, come from Strasbourg. This multi-club ownership is so unfair to so many different teams. How they can just pluck a manager out of a team, go and put them into one of their other teams is crazy. UEFA, in my opinion, should be stepping in and changing this. It's not like anyone's looking at Liam Rosenior and going, "Oh, he's the perfect manager for Chelsea," or he's the answer to all the questions. But to be able to just sack your manager and then go and replace him with a manager from a team in a league because they own that club. Strasbourg fans aren't happy. I don't think Chelsea fans are particularly happy. I mean, I'm just glad it's not my club.
I think, it's kind of one thing. It could be bad for Rosenior going there because of the whole backlash. I think knowing Chelsea fans, they don't want the up and coming managers. They want the Antonio Contes, the Jose Mourinho's. They want someone that's a big name. Today, they basically shipped in someone that the owners already own another club from another league. Strasbourg had just comfortably got through the conference, the top of the league of the Conference League, flying high. I mean, they was top for the first couple of months or so many months in the French league, and just because the Chelsea owners own both clubs, they just think, oh, we'll take him. Now that leaves them in a massive hole of who they replace. Heard talks of maybe Gary O'Neill going to them, which could be good, could be bad for them. Who knows? I think the Strasbourg fans, like the fans forum or the fans presidents club or whatever it is, they made a massive statement. They're called it for their president head basically, and he needs to leave because of his dealings with BlueCo and stuff. So they're definitely not happy. And there was protests before this, like a month ago, about different things regarding the players. Chelsea keep picking up their youngsters, or they're just basically farming Chelsea's youngsters to Strasbourg, and they're just not happy in general. It's different when it's a club in the lower leagues. So I think they're quite happy to take a Premier League's team players to help them out. But when it's another team in a big league as well, one of the top 5 leagues in the world, the French league, it's a different story altogether. I had all this problem at Palace about the whole John Textor thing with Lyon, and well, that shot us in the face because we ultimately didn't get Europa League because of it, even though we had no dealings with Lyon, nothing connected to us. And now Strasbourg, it's kind of happening to them with managers and players. So I don't know what's going to happen. He might jump into Chelsea straight away and do really well, but big teams, as Arsenal's, the Man United's, the Man City's, they demand success straight away. If he goes in there, lose the game, back in the fans is already like, well, why did we get him? If he goes in, wins the first couple of games, it's a different story, but big teams don't give you that much time, fans-wise. So we'll see what happens with him.
Yep, and I mean, Chelsea are not exactly bottom of the table. They're 5th. No. Look at what's happened to Nancy at Celtic in the last few weeks. Martin O'Neill was doing, getting wins, getting Celtic back on track. The board decided that they'd found the replacement for Brendan Rodgers. So you kind of look at Liam Rosenior and go, the Chelsea board have made the decision to do this. At the end of the day, everything should fall under the responsibility of them. And if Liam Rosenior doesn't get the time, or he's not given the support from fans, which I don't think he won't get given them, because I think the fans are aware that the situation he's going to get put in. But it's just odd, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
But
it's one of the things where he's either going to hit the ground running and he's going to be absolutely loved and think, oh, this is a great turnaround to, what we was having under Maresca, who, from what Chelsea put out statement-wise about Maresca, isn't looking too pretty for his future prospects for a job. I think it was very harsh, just the words that he was saying. I mean, Rosenior might come in, he already knows what their owners are like. They know what he's like anyway now, and we know Chelsea like to spend that money, but he's going to need to bring in the players.
Which is crazy, because they've already spent 1.6 billion. If you can't go and get anything 1.6 billion, then there's fundamentally a problem there, isn't there?
Well, that's the thing. You look at the players they bought in the last, say, 3-4 years. How many of them are out on loan and you don't know who they are half the time? They were brought in for a lot of money, and they're shipped out to whoever. Yeah, they're getting loan fees and whatnot, money back for it. But they was hoping they would be the next big thing for Chelsea.
One thing I was thinking is how detrimental this is to some of the players in the squad that were on the fringes of the international teams and some that were potentially, you know, working their way into international teams ready for the World Cup, or trying to catch up to the performance levels that you have to be ready for the World Cup, and how detrimental that could be to them when potentially players won't get maybe picked under his system, or they won't get the minutes under the system, or they don't play to their full potential under that manager. That'll be quite interesting to see, I think.
Yeah.
If any of that is, the likes of Chalobah, Palmer, James, there's quite a few in that team that Tuchel was quite happy to pick, or was wondering whether he should pick him for the World Cup, especially Palmer with his injuries, and so that'd be interesting. But.
Yeah, I think that what he needs to do, Rosenior, is come in and trim down the squad, because there's too many players. Like, bring in what you need, yes, but need to trim people at the same time.
For more Off to the Footy, please like, comment and subscribe.